करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Om Sri Sai Ram. I offer my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our master, Sadguru Shri Madhusudan Sai, the founder of Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence, respected teachers, leaders of the university, and most wonderful students. It's so nice that we are starting our academic session with words of wisdom with a wonderful speaker among us, Dr. Venkatesh, who is a leadman of India. Actually, last year, the words of wisdom session, we had a very wonderful session, amazing session, where leaders from different walks of life, from Vedanta, from social entrepreneurship, from bureaucracy, and from book like authors, different authors, authors of different genre. Many have spoken, many have shared their views, interacted with our students, and it was a great year last year, and this year we have Dr. Venkatesh sir, who's a leadman of India, very inspiring. I was talking to sir like few days before. He was telling that message is important, not the messenger. He was stressing on this point. Content is important, not the container. This was the same point which was stressed by our master Sadguru Shri Madhusudan Sai. He was saying that the message of God is important, not the messenger, and the voice is important rather than the person behind the voice. So it was very nice talking to sir. In that few moments, I got inspired so much. But still, I want to introduce you, sir, because our students should know about you. Dr. Thuppil Venkatesh is a professor emeritus at St. John's Medical College, Bangalore. He is a CEO and director of the Foundation for Quality India and director of the National Referral Center for Lead Projects in India. Dr. Venkatesh is current national chairman of the Indian Society for Lead Awareness and Research. He is also called as the Lead Man of India, and he was a director of a project Lead Free of George Foundation, which was instrumental in getting the unleaded petrol to India in March 2000. He served as a national chairman in getting gazetted notification for defining the limits for the lead contents in paints. Dr. Venkatesh is also led principal assessor for the NABL and NABH under Quality Council of India. Is also the advisor to a CHO and AHPI. He also served as an accreditation committee member for NABL, NABH, and various committees. And is also serving as a chairman for the Laboratory Accreditation Board of Nepal. Sir, to talk about our university, the main objective of our university is to create new age leaders who would work in rural areas under the principles of Sanatana Dharma, Bharatiya Sanatana Dharma, and spread that consciousness, the message of Vedanta. As you were speaking of great Ramanujacharya. Our main objective is to make these teachings of Sri Ramanujacharya, Sri Adi Shankara, and great sages of Sanatana Dharma to the rural youth, to the rural population of India, and also to us, and get aware, establish in that great consciousness and lead a wonderful life. So all students are very fortunate that they would be hearing from you, sir. And we have students from 3 campuses, from Muddenahalli campus, from Nallakadrenahalli campus, which is our girls campus, where all our girl graduate students, about 200 of girl graduate students are there. From Kalaburagi campus, about 150 UG graduates are there. Thank you, sir. Over to you, Sai Ram.
Thank you, Upal Chidambar. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible to all of you? Can you kindly raise your hand? Thank you very much. I do not know how many of you are attending. Upal Chidambar said, you are all lucky to listen to me. I tell you, how many times I am luckier than all of you. You are lucky because of one person. That is me. I am lucky because of so many of you. Look at that. I cannot count the huge number. I am so lucky. I am luckiest person today. I am honored, blessed to be here in your presence. I would like to dedicate this particular talk to our Bhagavan. Let me start with my dedication to Bhagavan, and I would like to start my sharing of what little I know with all of you. The topic which I have selected today is a very, very ancient topic. It is not new. It is discovery, invention, innovation. There are three words I am going to use. One is discovery. Everybody knows that somebody discovered something. Few people know that some people invented something, and very few people know who has innovated on what was invented. Therefore, there is some link between discovery, invention, innovation. Now, today's talk, it will be both scientific and spiritual. Why I would like to say scientific is discovery, innovation, invention, we consider that under science. Whatever we discover outside our system, outside our body, outside our mind, whatever we discover, whatever we invent, whatever we innovate, that comes under science. Remember, every one of you can become a scientist. But you have to become something else also. What is that? You have to discover something within yourself. You have to invent something within yourself. You have to innovate something within yourself. That then you become not scientist, saint, S-A-I-N-T. Therefore, my dear friends, my dear young friends, my dear young scientists who are going to become scientists, I will just take you through a very small journey. Be prepared. Sit at the same place. You are going to go through a very small journey, because life is a journey. You are sitting, you are traveling all the time. For example, you are traveling, the biggest vehicle in the universe. You are traveling in one of the biggest vehicle in the universe. What is that vehicle? It is not the bus. It is not the aeroplane. It is the earth itself. You are sitting on the earth. Earth is moving. It is not moving in one direction. It's also rotating. You are in a vehicle which is going in one direction, rotating on its own axis. And you are traveling at such a high speed. There is no seat belt. There is no seat belt. Imagine if this earth were to apply brake for a second, where we are going to go. We'll be thrown out of this earth, isn't it? We are all travelers. We are all travelers. From where to where? We are all traveling. From the day you were born, you are traveling. Some people get down early. Some people get down late. Some people get their station early. Some people get their destination later. We are all travelers, like traveling in the train. When you are traveling in the train, you meet some co-passengers, strangers. You are so nice to them. They share their food to you. They share their prayer with you. And you feel so comfortable. And you get on to that train at a particular station, get down at particular station. The others may continue. But in real life, when we are born, we travel together till the last Mahaprasthana, last departure. I tell you, during this period, are we helping, sharing, praying together? We have to ask ourselves this question. Okay, coming to this question of discovery, invention, innovation. Every parent in India, I don't know about abroad, every father, mother wants his son or daughter to become either engineer or a doctor or an IAS officer, now or an IPS officer, IFS officer. They want their children to become one of this. I do not know why. Anyway, I have a great respect to these parents. They have a great vision for their children. And I also appreciate students like you. You would like to become somebody important in society. Now, I will tell you between engineers and doctors. The engineers, they are all called innovators. They are called innovators. They invent something which doctors use. Whereas doctors are all discoverers. They discover new diseases by using what engineers have invented. Look at the biological science. Engineers invent, doctors use. There is more engineering in medical profession. Like you have thermometer, is engineering outcome, engineer's outcome. You have BP apparatus, you have ECG apparatus, you have CT scans, you have MRI. Who has created all this? The creators, they are the engineers. Who is using all this? Doctors. What do doctors do? They discover the new diseases. They find out the existing diseases, learn more about that. Therefore, there is something like very close relationship between engineering and medical. Let us look at discovery and invention. Very interesting thing. It is who discovers, who invents, who innovates. When you ask this question, the question is the human brain. The human brain, which you have in your skull, is the one which is responsible for discovery, invention, innovation, and also many advanced beyond science. We all belong to a particular system, a system of faith, system of belief. Every religion, you may belong to any particular religion. Every religion, there are two things. One is the faith, another is the trust. We cannot question this faith and trust. But in science, you can question that faith and trust in science. You can, unless you question, you will not get the answer. Now, it is the brain, which is very, very important. The humans, they have been discovering using invented objects. For example, the great scientist Galileo. The Galileo was the first person to discover there are mountains on the moon. He was the first person. What did we discover? We said there's a rabbit on the moon. We said, okay, Galileo Galilei could see mountains on the moon by using something which was invented, what is called telescope. A Dutch scientist who was preparing glasses for the people to see when they grow old. This glass grinder, he invented a telescope. And Galileo, great scientist, used this telescope, discovered the mountains on the moon. The Dutch scientist, the Dutch optician who invented the telescope, very few people know his name. But whole world knows what Galileo Galilei did, discovering the mountains on the moon. Now, how did it happen? These are two different brains. The Dutch brain invented something. The Galileo's brain discovered something. Is that brain different from our brain? All the brains are same. We all have the same brain. According to our ancient philosophy, ancient scripts, what our Chidambar mentioned, Sanatana Dharma. According to ancient, Sanatana means ancient, very old. According to the Sanatana Dharma, the humans have developed. The human beings have developed, like you and me, we have been developing. The human being developed in 4 stages. Many of you may be aware of these 4 stages, but permit me, I'll tell you once again, what are these 4 stages of human development? I do not know who discovered this. It is Sanatan. I don't know who invented this, Sanatan. What are the 4 stages of human development? The first stage of human development, the first stage, even before the humans were born, when they were in the womb of the mother, the first organ to develop was the brain. It is called Buddhir Vikasa. Vikasa means development. Buddhi is the brain. All of us have a brain. Otherwise, I would not have been sitting here. Otherwise, I would not have been talking to you. It is the brain which is making you to listen to me. It is the brain which is making me to talk to you. This brain is not the lump of fat. This brain I'm talking to you is not just the lump of fat in the skull. Though this brain develops during the first organ to develop in the human body. If you see the pregnant lady, if you go to a doctor, if you see this ultrasound picture of the fetus in the womb, what is the biggest organ? It is the head, skull. Then rest of the body is like a fish. Why? Why God has created the first organ to develop is that brain. It is the master organ. Why did God develop that? If you think of that, I think it is God's discovery, not your discovery and my discovery. God discovered that important organ, brain, called Buddhi should develop, Buddhir Vikasa. Buddhi starts developing in the fetus, in the womb itself. For that, what is very, very essential? Mother's health, mother's good nutrition. Unless you give that pregnant lady good nutrition, then the fetus, the baby will not develop. For that baby to develop today, you know what scientists are saying? Give docosahexaenoic acid, DHA. Therefore, many of our edible oils are loaded with DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, which is very essential for the development of the organic matter with lot of fat, a neuronal system, the brain. Okay? Brain is not intelligence only. The brain develops from the day of conception. After the birth of the baby, the brain starts developing up to the age of 4 or 5 years. Afterwards, it does not develop. The Buddhir Vikasa in all of us stops at the age of 5. What a good news. We cannot develop our brain further. It has stopped. What is this brain? This brain is like uncultivated land. What grows in uncultivated land? You just go out and see uncultivated land. Barefoot, thorns will be there. Lantana will be there. Hippotorium will be there. You have Parthenium. It is uncultivated. If you cultivate that land with good manure, good seeds, you get good flowers, you get good vegetables, good fruits, isn't it? Similarly, this brain is also needs cultivation, but we call it as culturing. You need a good culture. Comes in the family. Brain has to be cultured. For this brain to develop, there are 5 essential elements. What are they? Panchabhutas. What are these Panchabhutas? Air, water, heat. No, you have amongst them there's one Maha Panchabhuta, that is water. I tell you, water is called Apaha in Sanskrit. There's a prayer to Apaha. Many of you must be knowing Apaha, Apovanna Bhava, Apashaktihi, Apagnanaha, Apamritaha. It goes on and on. What does it mean? Apaha means water. Water, you are Apamritaha. You are the Amrita, nectar of life. Without water, nothing can survive. Apovanna Bhava, you are the God. I pray for you. Varuna is the God, not goddess, God. Varuna is the symbol of Apaha, water. I tell you, these 5 Panchabhutas are required for the formation of the basic ingredients to sustain life. That is the controlled by brain. The brain requires all clean water, clean air, clean environment. Panchabhutas make the human body. The human body ultimately merges with Panchabhutas. We know that. From where we have come, we go back to that place. This particular brain, during its development, if it gets any toxin, our Chidambar said, people call me lead man. I will call all of you gold ladies and silver men. You are all more precious. Lead is most neglected, unwanted metal, actually, very cheap metal. I don't mind if they call me lead man. No problem. I tell you, the lead is highly toxic to this brain. During the pregnancy, if the pregnant lady is exposed to lead through air, through water, Maha Panchabhuta, lead goes into water because we immerse all idols, Ganesha, painted Ganesha in the water. The paint contains lead. 90% of the market share of paint manufactured in India contains 40,000 parts per million paints, lead. That lead goes into buffalo, cow, that they give milk to us, and through milk it goes to the pregnant lady. And in pregnant lady, there is no placental barrier. All the lead from the water she drinks and milk she drinks goes to the fetus. No placental barrier. In the fetus, even before the baby is born, the lead goes into the brain because there is no blood-brain barrier. The moment lead goes into the brain, growing brain, in the first stage of human development, it inhibits intellectual abilities. It comes in the way of development of the brain. Therefore, brain, for it to develop in the first 5 years, we need very clean environment, very clean food. Let us respect that first stage of human life, Buddhir Vikasa. Buddhi is not mere intelligence. It is beyond that. Okay, let us see what it is. After 5 years, what happens? From the 3rd year, 4th year onwards, the brain gets some inputs from parents, grandparents. They get good inputs. When they get good inputs, the quality of the brain improves. The second stage of human development is Manor Vikas. First stage is Buddhir Vikas. Second stage is Manor Vikas. What is Manas? Manas is the mind. Where is the mind? You go to any doctor today. Ask this question. Doctor, where is my mind? No doctor will be able to tell you whether the mind is in your brain or in the heart. Where is it? Where is that mind? I'll give you this as your lifetime question. Discover, invent where the mind is. People have failed. They have not done it. Western science could not tell us where the mind is. But our ancient script says, where is mind? Mind is the quality of the brain. When my brain is cultivated, cultured, when brain is cultured, like uncultivated land is cultivated, you get good crops. When brain is cultured, the cultured brain can become a great musician, can become a great artist, can become a great scientist, can become a great cricketer, can become a great professor, can become a great human being. The quality of the brain is called mind. That is nurtured by good inputs and insights and thoughts. You are all wonderful, lucky people. Your parents have given that gift to you during your 3rd, 4th year onwards up to the age of 10 years or 11 years, up to 12 years. I tell you, you should be grateful to your parents, grateful to your teachers, grateful to your masters. You have got so much of great inputs and you have developed your mind so well. That's why you are in this institution. The Manor Vikas, second stage of human development, again, I don't know who discovered this. Yes, Sanatan. Again, Sanatan, as Bhupal said, it is Sanatan to all of us. The second stage of human development stops developing at the age of 11 or 12. What a good news for all of us. We cannot develop brain now. We cannot increase the number of foldings on the brain, and we cannot increase our mind. Whatever we have developed in the first 2 stages is what we have now with us right now. Then there is a 3rd stage of human development. I know you're all aware of this. What is that 3rd stage of human development? After Buddhir Vikas, after Manor Vikas, it is the Vyaktir Vikas, personality development. What is personality? Is it height, weight, color, complexion? What is personality? What a great personality. What a poor personality. We keep commenting, isn't it? We adore somebody. What a personality. The personality starts developing when the brain development starts, mind development starts. The nature plays a very important role in the development of the brain and mind, I tell you. Undisturbed nature. What is that undisturbed nature? A forest. I tell you, go to a forest. Go to a mountain. Go to riverside. Go to sea. Undisturbed forest. They give you 3 gifts to us. What are the 3 gifts you get? Gives good health. I would love to go to forest. When I would like to sit there without efforts, I will be meditating. It's much more powerful than any yoga. When I go to a forest and sit under the tree, close my eyes, what a beautiful serenity I get. I get without going to even place of worship. I get that same serenity, peace. We are supposed to get the peace of mind going to temple. I tell you what happens. Many friends told me, I go to temple, I cannot concentrate. I'm worried about my footwear I have parked outside. They are worried about their shoes and chappal. Somebody might take it. They are not able to concentrate on the prayer. That's why I told them, next time when you go to temple, don't park both the chappals on one place, one left side chappal in one corner, right side chappal in the other corner. Then you will not be worried. Nobody will be able to take it away. You will be able to focus and concentrate on the Almighty. I tell you, where we are supposed to get the peace and serenity, it is the nature, undisturbed nature. And Sanatana Dharma, we were all nature worshippers. Why did we go to forest? Why did we go to mountains? Even today, some of the most sacred places in all religions, they're on top of the mountain. If you look at Prophet Muhammad went to mountains. Lord Jesus went to mountains. Shankaracharya went to mountains. If you look at any religion, there is something, people went to undisturbed nature to get that peace and sanctity and tranquility. That's what we are supposed to get, number one, without paying any fees. In temple, we have to put some dakshina. But in undisturbed nature, you don't have to put anything. Don't disturb, don't spoil that environment. Then what else we get from undisturbed nature? What we need in life is 3 things. Peace of mind, good health, good education. That's all, nothing else. Don't look for anything else. If you have peace of mind, Shanti, Om Shanti, he said, today after Sahana Bhavatu. Where do you get? How do you get? Go to undisturbed nature, you will get peace without any efforts. Go to undisturbed nature, you get knowledge. It is the biggest university. World-class university is not that Nalanda University. World-class university is the nature, undisturbed nature. Go to some forest. Pick up one leaf, pick up one stone. Do you know what it is? You can discover, you can invent many things out of it. Everything in nature is a source of learning. Nature is the biggest university, biggest college, where you can start at any page, end at any page. There's no force, no entrance examination, no capitation fees, no fees. I tell you, people who go to nature more frequently, interact with nature, they become people with wisdom. What a fantastic thing to happen. You get knowledge. You got peace, you got knowledge. Then you need health. Go to any forest. Please spend 1 week. Try to look for one sick animal. You will never find one sick animal. There is no sickness in nature. There is a health in nature. Nature is health. Nature gives health. You are healthy in nature. What is nature? Is the biggest hospital. The world's biggest hospital is nature. Why? It gives us health. Hospital is supposed to give us health. If you go to any hospital, it is full of diseases. Every bed has one patient with 3 or 4 diseases. A 3,000 bedded hospital will have 10,000 diseases. That is not the place of health. The place of health is nature. If you go to nature, you get peace of mind, tranquility. You get knowledge and wisdom. You get good health. This is what should happen during your early days, particularly when you are developing your personality. When you are developing your personality, you have to develop this wisdom. You have to develop your health. You have to develop tranquility, serenity. What is personality then? Vastravacha vapusha vidya vinayate sampannaha. What is vastra? The dress you wear. I see people in very nicely dressed. The vastra, the attire tells you your personality, reflects your personality. Vacha, the way you communicate, the way you talk, reflects your personality. You have seen people walking on the street, fighting, shouting. Some people unnecessarily talk to next person so that the person at 1 kilometer should hear. Is it required? Vacha. They talk. Why? How we talk. Vapusha, domain, inheritance from samskara, from the family. Vidya, here Vidya is not the knowledge. Vidya is the wisdom. You must grow with not knowledge, grow with that wisdom. What is the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Sanatana Dharma again discovered this. Whatever you learn, whatever information you get, whatever information you share, whatever information you use for your own benefit, personal benefit, is called knowledge. That's why they say knowledge should not be sold. Education should not be sold. Then what is wisdom? With your same knowledge, if you make somebody's life better, Bhopal Chidambar has so much of knowledge, and he has used his knowledge to make all your life better today. That is the wisdom in Bhopal. Chidambar, you have a great wisdom. You are a man of wisdom. Look at this. All of you, you are acquiring knowledge every minute, every second, every day. Please use it for the benefit of unknown, not the benefit of known. If you use it for the benefit of your own family members, our brothers and sisters, it is not wisdom. A wisdom should be something which we should share to make some unknown person's life better. Vastra, vacha, vapusha, vidya. Okay, then vinaya. Vinaya is the humility, empathy. You have to develop at this stage. And with all this, Vastra, Vacha, Vapusha, Vidya, Vinaya, you become a Sampanna. What is Sampanna? Is a personality. There are international courses, several international journals on personality development. People pay 10,000, 20,000 rupees for 3-day personality development course. You don't have to spend any money. You understand. If you can follow this Vastra, Vacha, Vapusha, Vidya, Vinayates, then you will be a Sampanna. You will be a great personality. Why some people have Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, why Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, they have great personality. Probably they had their first 2 stages very well developed. Buddhir Vikas, Manor Vikas. And they developed excellent personality. That's why we adore them. Bhagavan, what a great personality. It is not the height, it is not the size, it is not the weight, but millions of people were influenced by that personality. It's a godly personality. When you have wisdom, total wisdom, you become godly. Okay, 3rd stage of human development stops at the age of 18 or 19, by the time you get voting right. Look at that. The moment we stop developing our personality, brain, mind and brain, we make decisions, voting rights. Then there's a 4th stage of human development. Can somebody tell me what is the 4th stage of human development? You know that? The 4th stage of human development is not easy to achieve. Very, very difficult. But you must do what is difficult. Don't do what is easy. The 4th stage of human development is called Atma Vikas, self-realization. You have developed your brain. Manor Vikas is over. You have developed your mind. Buddhir Vikas is over. Manor Vikas is over. You have developed your personality, not going to gym. If you go to gym and we use only right hand for weight lift, only right hand will develop. But if you use the Vastra Vacha Vapusha Vidya, your whole personality will develop. It's not like gym, developing one muscle or the other muscle. You will now enter into a stage, as Shankara says in Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam. He gives the different stages of human development. When you are about 2022, you have to get married. You have to take care of parents. You have to take care of your children. Responsibilities. Where is the chance for you to develop your Atma? Atma Vikas. Why? Where is Atma? This is $1 million question, you know. I will tell you where is Atma. Just wait. You have to develop that Vikas. Vikas is development. Atma Vikas. Atma is in you. Later it merges with Paramatma. That is different. That is a philosophy. I'm telling you something basic science. How do you develop? I tell you, Adi Shankara at the age of 31 developed his Atma Vikasa. What a fantastic way of developing. He did not live till my age. I am 76 today. How I developed my Atma? How I realized my realization of self is Atma Vikasa. When you do good thing, it's your Atma which does. When you do bad thing, it's you who do. Where is that Atma? How to realize? It happens after the age of 50, 60, when you slowly become fused bulb. All bulbs give different brightness during their service. All the bulbs will fuse someday. Whether it's a 40 watt, 80 watt, 200 watt, when it's fused, all are same. There's no difference. After some age, before we get fused, if we can look into ourselves, before going to bed, can we do balance sheet of what good we did, what bad we did on that day? Can we take the balance sheet of our life, what good we did? That is the time when you start introspecting. That introspection gives opportunity to realize self. When you realize self, it becomes an opportunity to develop Atma. Atma Vikasa takes place. It is something like, I tell you, there is a place in Uttaranchal. I'd been there. Bhagavan Tulsidas used to sit on a rock in front of his ashram near a lake, Dodital. 2 lakes are together, Dodital. He used to sit and write Hanuman Chalisa, Ramcharitamānasa and all that. Why he was able to write there? Because of the environment. That he lived there. When I went there, I was thrilled. I could visualize, imagine the place with Tulsidas. Fantastic place. But to go there, it's not easy. You have to walk, trek, climb, go through leech infested area. Now, in order to achieve anything good, you have to go through several rough paths. But your aim and goal only should be to end result, but not yours. What is happening around you? That means you should have sustain. You should develop that self-sustainability. Then it will help you to realize yourself through introspection, Atma Vikasa. Okay, these are the 4 stages of human development. Very simple to talk, not easy to realize, not easy to implement. For that, there are some certain qualities are required. There are different qualities. We talk about quality of cloth, quality of food, quality of air, quality of water. Accreditation is the process of recognizing quality. But to determine your own quality, who is going to give accreditation? Who is going to certify your quality? All what we discover outside, whatever we invent outside, whatever we innovate from invention is a science. Whatever you start introspection, look into yourself and develop yourself for the betterment of others, it is a saint. You become a saint. You become a scientist. There are, okay, we have come up to what is called discovery. What is there which about which you did not know? You suddenly find out. That means you have discovered. That means you have not created anything new. I and you cannot create anything. We can only realize the presence of something. Discovery means you are not the originator of that. You are only a mediator to tell others such and such a thing exists. You are not the originator. Please remember, greatest discoverer is also somebody who has searched something, researched something, finally found something which was not seen by somebody, others. Then he becomes discoverer. That's nothing very big about discoverer. Then when something is discovered, electricity was discovered by somebody who was flying kite. Lightning came down. He saw that. Then he attached metal. Metal absorbed that lightning, became hot. Then he discovered light, electricity. Then somebody used this electricity and invented radio, invented a bulb. Then they became inventors. I tell you, inventors will require thinking. If the Buddhi Vikas has happened properly, at least 50-60%, such people can become inventors. They don't have to study science, I tell you. Most of the inventions, most of the discoveries are done by amateurs. They had not even studied science. Then when they invent many things. But one difference is a person who discovers cannot patent, cannot claim it is his. If I discover new planet, I cannot claim it is mine. But somebody who invents something from the discovered stuff, they can patent it. Means they can own that. That is the law, today's law. You may accept, you may not accept it. But what is invented? Electric bulb was invented. But somebody like you was never satisfied. People will never get satisfied. If they have cycle, they want scooter. If they have scooter, they want car. If they have car, they want something bigger. You will never be satisfied, even in the field of science. When they invent something, they want to innovate on that. Look at that. Innovation. Discovery, invention, innovation, it is one step higher, one step higher. Innovation, what they did with that incandescent bulb, they went on inventing newer and newer ways of tools to give light. Today you have LCD and things like that. There is no end for invention. There is no end for universe. We are all in one huge universe. But this universe is not just the end. Ananta Ananta means, you know that Ananta Ananta. After this universe, there's one more universe. You are in a multiverse. You are not in uni, you are in multi. You are not single, you are a group. The nature tells you, you are not isolated, you are with others. You are not universe, you are multiverse. You are not alone, you are with others. Whatever you do is not yours, it belongs to everybody. Therefore, you are only a part of the entire system. You are not Anu, you are Paramanu. You belong to the whole universe, multiverse. This is science. Coming to beyond science. Okay. Beyond science is called spirituality. I am not all that qualified person to talk about that. I'm only sharing with you little what I have learned from the huge ocean of water. Few drops I can share with you. Permit me to do that. Now you have understood 4 stages of human development, which happens, for which external influences are there, internal intuitions are also there. External influences are environment, that is the nature. Nature has a lot of influence on you. Please respect that nature. Water is Mahapanchabhuta. It is taken in the hand by a Brahmin in the morning and evening. Sandhya Vandana and Bharta Vandana, he says, Apo Annabhava, Apagnanaha, Apashakti, Apamritaha. And then he takes that water with respect. We have to treat that water with respect. Today, out of 10 diseases, 8 to 9 diseases are from water only. Because we have no respect for water. We have ill-treated water. I'll tell you one information. The total quantity of water on this earth, I don't know who measured, but I know one thing. I have not measured. The total quantity of water on this earth has not changed by one drop for millions of years. The total quantity of water on this earth has not changed even by one drop for millions of years. But something has changed. Do you know what has changed? Because of you and me, because of people like you and me, the quality of water has changed. When I was a child, I could go on Mysore Road. There was a river called Vrishabhavati. I used to go swim in that river. Still I am alive. But today, can I go and put my little finger in that water? How fast within 70 years we have changed that water. Millions of rivers have become like that. People are talking about save the soil, save the water, save the rivers. I will say save yourself. When you save yourself, you can save everything. It must start from within. Now, we have also saw, as we grow older and older, we start introspecting, start looking into ourselves. Then that science becomes spirituality. The science has limitation. Science has reasoning, but spirituality gives us power to reason it out. Science is questioned. Who gives power to us to question? It is a spirituality. It makes us more empowered. When science gives us comfort, spirituality gives us empowerment. Means we feel that yes, we can handle situations. A spiritual person is a simple, down-to-earth person. A scientist or a science-based person is always elated in society. You can see the amount of comforts they have around. Where the amount of comfort the spiritual person has around, there's a lot of difference. Coming to another important aspect which I would like to touch upon in the area of discovery, innovation, because today's topic, I've taken discovery, invention, innovation. Let me go to innovation. We are all going to innovate every day without knowing that we are innovating. For that, we need certain activities. For do anything, you need an activity. A tailor to stitch a cloth needs an activity. A musician to practice music, it is an activity. A carpenter to carve beautiful idol, it's an activity. In all this activity, there is one important thing called control. Any activity you take, studies, sports, food eating, cooking, singing, prayer, in every activity, we have to have a control. If we don't have any control in any activity, it becomes disturbance. An activity is a controlled process. Disturbance is disturbed activity. There are 6 activities in our life. Only 6. They're very easy to learn, very easy to remember. You would like to know, what are those 6 activities? How many of you would like to know? Raise your hands. Very few, not everybody. Very good. Very good. I'll tell you. You know these activities, you are going through these activities. I'll tell you what it is. There's nothing new to learn. There are 6 activities in anybody's life. Human life I'm talking about, not animal life. We have some control on some of these activities, not all activities. The first activity and the last activity, we have absolutely no control. Nobody can have control on the first activity and last activity, whether he's a scientist, whether he's a saintist, whether he's a Maharaja, king, whether he's a beggar. The first and last activity, there is no control. What is that? The first activity is called birth. Last activity is death. Between birth and death, there are 4 activities. But We cannot have any control on the birth, on the death. Nobody can predict exactly at what time the child is going to be born alive. Nobody can predict and control at what time the person will die. Whether the person is a scientist, Einstein, or a person is a saint, we have no control. Between these two, there are 4 activities where we have absolute control. The first activity after the birth, what is that? As a small little child, every one of you, including me and elders sitting and listening to me, when we were small little babies, what is that activity we had? Play, 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 play all the time. Even the child in the cradle was playing. You hang something colorful from Andhra Pradesh and children will be kicking that and playing. Play, 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 play. That play, it should be controlled activity. Child can play good game or a bad game. Elders will control, parents will control, teachers will control, neighbors will control. Hey, don't play a foul game, play fair game. There's a control. Remember, I do not know what is the control on the game you played when you were a baby. Nobody maintained a record. After that, as the child started growing, second activity came. What is that? As this child started growing, it has to go to UKG, LKG, first standard, second standard, BSc, MSc. Now you are studying in college. Learn, 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 learn. Play, play, play is over. Second activity now, learn, 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 learn. There's a control. One can learn good things. One can learn bad things. Now, teachers control, parents control what you should learn. Sometimes good students like you control yourself. But I will tell you, not all students are as lucky as you are to control what they learn. Hats off, pranam to your great organization has created you an environment where you are able to control all good things you are learning. Fantastic. Hats off to you, pranam to you. Okay, learn, 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 learn. Some people learn bad things. They may become politicians. Some people learn good things. They will become some scientists or saintists. Then after that, what will you do? What is the next activity after you learn, learn, learn? Earn, 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 earn. You see, Bhupal is working. He has to earn. Earn, earn, earn. You have to earn. One can earn in a right royal way, or one can earn in a very illegal way. We have seen in this society every day when you open the newspaper, I see people how they have amassed wealth, raid, that raid, this raid. They have hidden their money inside the toilet, inside the cupboard, under the bed. I tell you, I don't know how they have earned. There's no control. Therefore, there should be an absolute control even when we are working, earning. Okay, play, play, play is over, controlled. Learn, learn, learn is over, controlled. Earn, earn, earn is going on, controlled. After that, at my age, if I want to go and play, children says, Tata, don't come. You can't play. You go and sit and watch. They create a pavilion for me to watch. They know I cannot play. Nobody will allow me to play. Okay, will somebody allow me to at least learn? If I apply to your institution, sir, you are too old, sir. Why do you want to come here? Let us give seats to youngsters. They will not allow me. They will not give me admission, I tell you. I will not even apply. Can I at least earn? Can I go and join some institution to work? They say, sir, you have earned enough, sir. Why do you want to struggle now at this age? Go, take rest. They will not give me job also. What is that next activity I have? One of the most beautiful activity I have, man. What is that? Return, 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 return back to the society. Whatever I have learned, whatever I have earned. Even that should be under control. I cannot blindly return to some militant knowledge. I cannot return my earnings to one militant. He will buy guns. Therefore, there should be a control there also. Return before final return. What is that final return? Mahaprasthana. Departure, great departure where everybody should celebrate. Unfortunately, everybody cries. When the last departure is there, when without saying bye-bye they go, everybody cries. You know why? The person has not fulfilled his past, his life completely. It's incomplete life. Buddhi Vikas is incomplete, Manor Vikas is incomplete, personality Vikas, Vyaktir Vikas is incomplete, Atma Vikas is never done. And then whatever he has assembled, uncontrolled, is all kept for some no reason. That's why people cry. But if the person has donated everything back to the community, society, nobody will cry. Everybody will celebrate. There should be a celebration even on the day of departure. Farewell. Like when you are transferred from one department to another department, one office to another office, will they not celebrate? Will they not distribute sweets? But we realize late. First few days we cry. Only on 10th day or 11th day, Mahabhojana. You prepare Ikunta Ekadashi, you prepare all dishes and serve to everybody. It should be done on the day when the soul departs. It's a great event. Friends, we have failed to discover. We have failed to invent. We have failed to innovate the last stage of departure. If someone of you can do that, I'll be grateful to you. Therefore, introspection develop from now itself. Develop the wisdom in you. Use the knowledge as the tool to develop wisdom. Then you will become a true saint. You will be respected. More than you are respected, you will respect others. A true saint will not wait for somebody to respect. A good teacher will not wait for some teachers to appreciate. A good teacher is the one who appreciates the teacher. Students, I had wonderful teachers. They always used to appreciate me. They never waited for students to come and tell them, sir, you are a very good teacher. Before that teacher, you say, what a good student I have. Develop that attitude to recognize good in others. Develop that attitude to ignore the ill aspects in others. Develop that attitude to criticize, to hurt somebody. Develop that attitude to highlight how the other person can develop. If we can do that, then we have discovered ourselves. If we can continuously improve, then we have invented something in us. If we can continue to develop that and transfer it to others, that means you are an innovator. You can be a discoverer, inventor, and innovator if you can change the life of other person for better life. Finally, what motivates you? It is not somebody from outside can motivate you. If I give a lecture, it will remain with you for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week. Afterwards, it fades. It fades. After 6 months, if I meet one of you, sir, I have seen you on internet, sir, somewhere, one memory will be there. That memory will not come with us even on the final departure. That's why memory is not important. What is important? Intuition. You should imbibe. You should imbibe with your own efforts, your wisdom. You must imbibe your own will to help somebody. When you start imbibing, that is the innovation, true innovation. That is the true wisdom. That is the true service. Your service to others is not to elate yourself. Nobody should come and pat your back and praise you when you serve somebody. Don't serve somebody looking around to see who is watching. Serve somebody watching yourself. That is the innovation. Innovate, within. Evolution is not difficult to achieve. With this, I would like to conclude my talk with my prayers to Bhagavan, to his lotus feet. Thanks. I don't know how to thank Between like-minded people like you and me, no thanks, no excuses. Between like-minded people, between you and me, no thanks, no excuses.
Saram sir, I should say the talk was a orientation for incoming batch and a reinforcement to the senior batch because it summarizes the principle of our university. That is Atma Kalyana, that is Atma Vikas, is a Loka Kalyana, it's a Loka Vikas. As you said, we need to save ourselves. If we save ourselves, definitely soil is saved, definitely water is saved, and definitely planet is saved. And if we can have that four stages of human development in 100%, definitely human excellence will happen. That is a university for human excellence. We are very, as you said, sir, we are very grateful to Bhagavan because he provided us such undisturbed nature for our students and for myself and all the staff members so that we can have that Atma Vikas, all four stages, 100% and attain human excellence. No thanks, sir. As I said, no thanks because you are one among us. I can only say Sairab. And so there are a few questions. There is only a few questions. Can I ask those questions?
Please.
Yeah. So one question was, sir, how to create this undisturbed nature around ourselves in today's present world?
Okay, I'll give you an example. I saw one musician on the platform. That musician was playing one instrument. So much endorsed into that music. That musician was enjoying his own music. Some child was crying. Some audience were talking. Some persons were opening the door, closing the door. That musician never gave any importance to environment around him, disturbed environment. That person was more focusing on environment within. Look at that. When environment takes over the environment, there's a peace. No disturbance. Focus, concentrate, dhyana. Nothing will disturb you.
Yes, sir. As you said, that internal environment is more important than external because it leads to intuition, as you said, sir. So the second question.
Yeah. I would like to tell you one thing here. See, when outside weather is cold, we start cursing. When outside weather is hot, we start cursing. I was told one nursery rhyme by my grandfather. He said, whether the weather is hot or whether the weather is not, whether the weather is cold or whether the weather is hot, we wither the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. We wither the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. Means if it is cold, put room heater. If it is hot, put air conditioner. But I tell you, people like Tulsi Das in the high hills at 14,500 feet in Dodital, were they having a room heater, air conditioner? They had internal environment. They were able to accept. The moment you take the decision, your entire environment is under your control. You can maintain it, you can destroy it. Environment is the master of environment.
The second question is, sir, how will one know that whatever one is perceiving to discover is correct or not?
Can you repeat this?
Okay. Sir, how will one know that whatever one is perceiving to discover is correct or not?
Okay. Very simple. When I pursuing into something with an intent that it should help me increase my bank balance, then it is not right. If I pursue into something, keeping how it is going to help others around me, forget about yourself. I may remain with one cloth, one piece of cloth. But if I think of some betterment of others around me, that is the right way of thinking. That is how we should differentiate. There should not be conflict of interest with self-interest or personal gains. It's very easy to understand, not easy to practice. It needs what is called will. That will gives, you get it from your Atma, where you have recognized yourself.
Yes. Third question. Some say consciousness is born out of brain and something vice
Consciousness
versa.
born out of
Brain.
brain.
And some think vice versa. What is your understanding of human consciousness?
Self-realization is built on consciousness. They are at different stages. When we are awake, we are at one level of consciousness. When we are sleeping, we are at different level of consciousness. We are in REM sleeping, we are at another level of consciousness. When you are awake, when mosquito comes and sits on your cheek and starts sucking the blood, you may not be aware. When you are sleeping, the moment mosquito sits on your cheek, you do like this. Level of consciousness at different stages or at different intensity. It is not one level of consciousness, it's a multi-layered consciousness. When you are disturbed, your consciousness is masked. When you are calm, quiet with yoga and meditation, your consciousness gets activated. Same person, same consciousness. It takes different forms, different shapes, different. As I told you, it is not the container which is important, it's the content which is important. The consciousness is important, not the condition under which you experience that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. We had a wonderful virtual talk. Like, we'll all be looking forward to meet you personally also. It would be nice. We will see, sir. It would be nice if you can visit our university and have a physical interaction also. And we, with Bhagwan's Baba's grace, we got all 4 stages of development. Only thing is our students have to make best utilization of it so that they can have that human excellence. They can lead by intuition and they can become personalities rather than persons. A personality whose life is, whose birth is also celebrated, whose death is also celebrated. We pray Bhagwan Baba that let his grace be on us. Sairam, sir. We will end this session, sir, with Sahana Bhavatu prayer. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavati Tamastuma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Saram, sir.